very important part of our lives. It is our fuel, our source of energy that allows us to complete all the tasks we need to do in our busy lives. Yet, we don't seem to be giving it all the attention it deserves. It's a bit like if our bodies were like cars with diesel engine, but we would try to make them run with petrol. It simply cannot work. Worse, we don't seem to realize that the consequences can be dramatic. We and the rest of the world are victims of our over- and malconsumption patterns. Overconsumption means that we're consuming too much. Malconsumption means that we're consuming inappropriately. And together, these two patterns combine in an explosive cocktail, leaving behind it only pain and destruction. Our health is impacted. Obesity and other related diseases are a huge problem in our society. The water we drink is polluted with toxic pesticides and fertilizers. The air we breathe is not safe anymore. And how about the rest of the environment? We're generating millions of tons of waste that we don't know what to do with. We're clear-cutting millions of hectares of forest, leaving innumerable species without habitat. We're changing the climate. We're exhausting the soils on which our children are supposed to grow their food. It is now time that we rethink the way we eat, that we start trusting ourselves and believing that change is possible. Do you want to be part of the solution? Then here are a few tips where to start.
Years ago we bulldozed the traditional backyard, which was full of pine trees, palm trees and that sort of thing, and put in some vegetable garden. We use companion planting, so we don't use any herbicides, pesticides or fertilisers. But we managed to grow all sorts of things from mint, Vietnamese mint, we have artichokes, pineapples, at the moment lots of rocket, and all the trees are in flower already for coming up of the summer. We also have mango trees and a small citrus grove that's full of limes, lemons, oranges, kumquats, olives. It doesn't take any extra work compared to the garden that we had before. It was a lot more lawn and we were always out mowing and stuff like that. We know exactly what we're eating. We utilise all our rubbish from inside the house into the garden, which makes the vegetables grow better. Things taste a heap better. They really do taste, and they keep a lot fresher as well. We've got to know our neighbours because they come over and they want some vegetables and that sort of thing. We've also started growing vegetables in the front garden so people can come and pick themselves. Yeah, it's nice to come out and work in the garden and know that you're going to get something for return. I think that's the big thing, you know, you can spend.
Growing Communities WA is a new 2-year community-based project. It's basically been set up to support the development and establishment of community gardens throughout Western Australia, and some of the obvious impacts are around environmental sustainability. Community gardens can help to green local places in urban environments. So Perth City Farm in East Perth, for instance, was a light industrial area, and over a number of years they've actually changed that into an amazing sort of green oasis in the centre of the city, and now are on their way to having organic certification for the site. Community gardens can be places where people can learn how to grow their own fruit and vegetables, so they can be an important part of a community food system and give people access to fresh food locally. Sometimes culturally specific food that isn't available to them otherwise, and also access to more organic produce if they're using those kind of principles in the growing. And community gardens have a lot of social benefits as well, so they can be great places where people of different ages, different cultures can come together, meet people in their local community, connect, share skills and ideas, have community celebrations. There's a real interest in and energy around community gardens in WA at the moment, so it's an exciting time to get involved and realise the potential of these sort of places to be local sites of community development. I think there's a range of factors which are influencing people to get involved with community gardens at the moment. Certainly there's a growing interest in people in actually growing their own food and learning those skills in food production, and also to tackle some of those bigger environmental issues like climate change and the possibility of peak oil. So community gardens are offering a really local and hands-on way that people can engage with and feel like they're part of addressing those issues. And I think as well, the social connection component of community gardens is really important, and the sense that they're a place where people can come together and actually make things happen in their community themselves. For people who are wanting to link in with community gardens, the Growing Communities WA project offers a way-in or a linking point. So we've been mapping and finding out where existing gardens are across the state and can basically connect people up to gardens in their local area. For those people who are wanting to get involved in starting a garden, then they can also link in with the Growing Communities WA project, and we can provide resources, information about funding opportunities, networking so they can connect in with people, and basically a range of resources.
So the benefits of organic food is that it creates a sustainable industry, it cares for the environment, and it's much better for our health. I think people get caught in the trap of saying that things are expensive, or organics is expensive, biodynamic food's expensive, but you've got to support sustainable practices, and that's what I eat. We live in such a resource-rich society still, but perhaps we're reaching people, perhaps that's going to change. And whilst resources are so cheap, and whilst we live in these Western countries where we've got such cheap access to goods, people are going to go for the cheap options. But I think that's starting to change, and I think people are realising the benefits of organics and appreciating what goes into it and supporting those industries a lot more. I think that it would be good if people raise their awareness of these issues and instead of feeling intimidated by change, just make small, simple changes. I don't sound like a lunatic hippie.